It was back in 2021 when the surprise hit Squid Game first hit our screens. Korean film and TV had been growing in popularity by then, and in terms of execution, was frankly beginning to outclass the West. Squid Game, that's a singular game by the way, not a plural, fortified this beachhead and brought Korean cinema into the mainstream, deftly weaving beaten down underdogs, hapless losers, street thugs, conniving villains, and the angriest PlayStation buttons you'll ever see. Squid Game was a rich tapestry of human manipulation, survival, loyalty, and betrayal. It was an intriguing premise, and its greatest asset was that you never quite knew where it was going. 456 players taken to a remote location to compete in challenges where losing meant their own execution. The first episode was genuinely shocking, with over half the contestants gunned down in cold blood during the very first game. Guess they should really learn how to play red light, green light. The juxtaposition of the oversized children's playground and giant doll against the extreme violence enacted upon the participants serving to heighten their peril and their dilemmas. The tension was high throughout the series, and the 6th episode, Gangboo, the one where they played marbles, was truly harrowing on a number of levels. Yes, the last 3 episodes notably dropped in quality. The arrival of the VIPs ruined what had until then been good acting and clever script work, and the resolution between the infiltrating cop and his supervillain brother seemed forced and full of contrivances. But even going full Tropic Thunder at the 11th hour wasn't enough to ruin an otherwise stellar show. And something I want to bring particular attention to was that the characterization was really good. I cannot state this enough. They were believable, rounded, vulnerable, imperfect. You know, all the things SoCal script workers these days don't understand and can't get right. I had a conversation a while back with a young 20-year-old, and he said to me he found episode 2 boring. This is the one where the participants voted to end the games, return to their former lives, and then realised they couldn't hack it back in the real world, being penniless and hunted by debtors, thusly returning to the death games and gambling their lives in a slim bid at striking it lucky. I disagreed with my good fellow because I think this episode was actually the most important in the series. It showed how desperate, how fruitless these people's day-to-day lives were. That these men and women left the games and then volunteered to return to the madness, that they were not just held there against their will, is a subtle but crucial distinction that serves to create even more empathy with the hapless game players. So Squid Game was by all accounts a huge success. Everyone wants to play Dachi and slap the hell out of some random stranger. I mean, I do that just to people knocking on my door. It had its spin-offs, a reality show, numerous parodies, and even a hamster Squid Game. Hooray! And now, 3 years later, comes its sequel, Octopus Game. Oh, damn it, no. Fine, just Squid Game 2. I have to admit, I was very dubious whether they could recapture the magic of the first series. Like The Matrix or The Sixth Sense, the initial shock and novelty of the concept is a significant part of the awe bestowed upon the viewer. Oh, you can pump out all the Matrix sequels you like, with cool one-liners, kung fu gun kata and CGI at the jacksie, but you'll never have that red pill, blue pill moment again. That's a one-time only deal. And is this going to be the same with Squid Game 2? We know what's happening now. We know to expect the unexpected. The problem is you can't just capture the lightning in a bottle. You have to have 2 different lightnings. Same but different, both striking you. Squid Game needs to evolve, but also be the same. It's a tricky paradox Hollywood so often gets wrong. Predictably so. And when Squid Game 2 opened, I admit I wasn't initially on board. I was possibly even more pessimistic than optimistic. Train to Busan 2, anyone? But it didn't take long before my fears, for now at least, were allayed. During the second half of the first episode, there was a sequence of Russian roulette set to Nessun Dorma that makes the Deer Hunter look like Bambi's playground. And I was immediately invested again. I was brought right back to how the first Squid Game felt. That gangboo was in my veins once more. Could this really be? Could the magic still be here? It's early days yet, and Squid Game 2 has a lot to prove. Just because it starts well in episode 1 in no way means anything coming after will be of the same quality. But for now I'm hopeful, and I'm going to watch more. A lot more, and I'm going to let you know how it goes. So far I'm pretty happy. We'll just have to watch and hope the whole thing doesn't turn into Squid Games. Ta-ta!